Welcome to Strongest Style, a pro wrestling podcast. I am your host, the living legend Logan Hurston. I'm of course joined by my co-host, the gimmick killer, Cooper Prater.
Thank you for having me. It's been a long flight back from Japan, where I just was hanging out with Gabe Kidd and Westside Gunn.
And I'm of course joined by my other co-host, the giant, Jack Dudley.
Hi, diddly ho. It's cold up here.
He is the highest. What can one say?
Let's get high, Jack.
Let's get high. Welcome back to a special late Monday night recording of the Strongest Style podcast. It's good we did it because now we can talk like we would not have talked about. You would have been the only person to see King of Pro Wrestling, if not, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, welcome back. It's a little busy week. We were originally going to do Halloween Havoc, but we are postponing that till next week. We will mention a couple things. My grandparents did watch Halloween Havoc, and for some reason were very entranced by Jim Cornette because he had a tennis racket on the back of his thing. And they're like, "That guy looks huge." I'm like, "He's not huge, Granny." I'm like, "Look at this guy. Look at Psycho Sid."
They thought Jim Cornette looked huge?
It was paused. It was paused. They only saw the red.
Oh, just on a close-up.
The red. Yeah. Yeah. But they watched that. The first thing they said when they saw the Z-Man was, "You can see his crack, man."
That's
he
true.
Had very tight things.
That's true. You can.
Yeah. The main match they watched was the Z-Man versus Captain Mike Rotunda. So
I desperately want to know what your grandparents thought about the Dynamic Dudes.
I don't think they saw that match. I was wondering what I thought about the Dynamic Dudes, and I can't say.
He was contemplating.
I was contemplating the dudes, man. We will talk about the Dynamic Dudes in full next week. That's something you can. That's a big cliffhanger for you because I got some thoughts on the Dynamic Dudes. Like I forgot about the dudes, and you reminded me how much thoughts I had about these dudes, man. You know, some were saying that we are the Dynamic Dudes. I don't know about that, but.
I think so too, and I think that I think that the original Dynamic Dudes have stolen Dynamic Valor. I think that we are more dynamic than them.
I mean, yeah, when one of your dudes is Johnny Ace, it's not how dynamic are you truly?
When one of your dudes is a 30-year-old Johnny Ace,
that is some of the worst attire I've ever seen, too, bro.
We'll get to it. We'll save it for next week.
And then probably the week after that, you're going to get another retro of all of Roderick Strong versus
Eric Stevens.
Eric Stevens. Before we do DPW Super Battle, probably the same week now. Maybe, do we want to do Secret Santo for Halloween Havoc? Okay, this is the other thing. I swear one of us did that Doom versus Steiner's match for Secret Santo. I swear I've seen that match before. For one of our podcasts,
we definitely did somebody Secret Santo a Doom match. Yeah, I know that for sure.
Yeah. And I swear it was Doom versus Steiners. Maybe it was Doom versus LOD, but
No, actually, it wasn't that one because I think Doom was being managed by Teddy Long at the time.
Yes, and they didn't have the mask.
And they didn't have the masks. Yeah. So.
Yeah, but I was like, I've seen. I'm gonna watch the whole Doom versus Steiner's feud out of context for our freaking podcast, man. I swear.
We'll get to all of them by the end of it.
We'll get to all of them. Maybe we did some other retro, but we're not gonna get into that. But we do want to get into the news of the week before we hop into this AEW, New Japan, and Smashing Machine review. So you guys wanna sound us off here, Cooper?
Well, there was a couple of interesting little goings on over in Japan. I know because I was there just recently
with Westside Gunn.
Yeah, you were there.
So, but the kind of real big one is obviously the departure of longtime Pro Wrestling Noah ace Go Shiozaki. From Pro Wrestling Noah. It's been the first time since I want to say like the early 2010s that he has not had a contract with the company.
Yeah, I think he came back in 2012. You can fact check me on that, but I think that was what I read when it happened.
That sounds right. But oddly enough, history repeats itself because he essentially is going on the exact same path that he did all those years ago, and jumping ship over to All Japan Pro Wrestling for a spell at least, where he already has made his decision to team up with their main heel unit, Havoc, which for those not in the know of All Japan, which I don't blame you for not being.
Yeah.
Havoc is a unit that formed, oh my god, just this past year after, I think, the Champion Carnival, that consists of the former Zion Quinn, for my NXT 2.0 watchers.
He did a burning hammer.
He did, and a impromptu Gonzo bomb on at least one guy.
That is also true.
Yeah, unironically, I do kind of like Zion Quinn.
Me too, bro. He's kind of beast.
How genuinely dangerous he is, because he's bad at wrestling. So it's him. It is one of my personal All Japan favorites, Shotaro Ashino, the master of the suplex.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Odyssey Jones.
You burying the lead, yes, and I was leading up to Odyssey being their Bane heater. Which
when you're talking about the stable and you say one of your favorites, I'm not gonna not dunk on you. Like,
I'm just saying. I said that to say that I like Shotaro Ashino, and I think that it's weird that he's with this group, and it's even weirder now that Go Shiozaki is with this group.
That's fucked up for sure.
I know. They put him with NXT 2.0 rejects, and I guess he wants to do this.
He chose his path, brother. He could do anything, and he decided to be in this stable.
Him and Nakajima and Katsuhiko Nakajima have the same CTE that is just going back and forth between them. I'm sorry. Go ahead. No,
is Mr. I forgot his name. Go Japan. Is he still in
Kuroshio Tokyo Japan?
Yeah, there you go.
Kuroshio.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kuroshio is the current Gaora TV champion over there. He is a freelancer though still, so I think he's not there all the time, but he is a champion.
Okay.
Yeah, and I have not seen any word on his solo promotion, which I will be demanding to do a recap of every show once that happens. I'm not kidding. I don't know why.
I know. We're going to go to Japan. We're thinking we're going to the Dome. You're going to be like, oh, nah, brother. No. I got somewhere else for you to be.
Shinjuku face.
We got to see Jacketism.
Yeah. Jacketism.
Blazer produce. That's... yeah, so God bless Go Shiozaki, a truly wonderfully gifted pro wrestler who has earned the right to be a little dumb in this stage of his career.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
It's funny, I think people were thinking that he was going to go to GLEAT to team up with Katsuhiko again, which also would have been very funny for different reasons.
He just had his first clean loss. Did you see that, Cooper?
I know. And they're finally doing the Suwama match that they threatened to do in All Japan. But
threatened?
I know.
Threatened against all of us, yeah.
Yeah, it was very funny that Go is like, I'm leaving because I want to be more free and I'm not going to sign anywhere, I'm just going to test the waters kind of thing. And then he immediately joined that stable in All Japan. I was like, what are we doing, man? Like, what are we doing here?
hey, maybe this is their Team 2000X. Maybe this is what gets them back to prominence. You know,
you can convince yourself that
everybody
that's true.
laughed. Everybody laughed when Team 2000X started, but now look at
yeah, but Team 2000X has Ozawa, and doesn't have 2 NXT rejects in it.
But one of those is Zion Quinn. So,
that is true.
So really, you know, it's apples to apples. But
yeah, but where is Yoshitatsu? That's the real question.
Yeah, that's their needle mover over there in Noah. Which, speaking of which,
The
staying
Bullet
within
Club Hunter.
World famous.
The world famous. Speaking of Noah.
yes. to stay in this horrible extended family that Noah and All Japan have become. They actually, this is some fairly good news, I think, because the new GHC Heavyweight title match is set for, I think, their next big show. I forget where is this in. I think this is in Sumo Hall, maybe.
They just did that show in Sumo.
Oh, yes, that's right. My bad.
They're going back.
I have no idea what it is, though. They might be.
Sure.
Brother, I don't even know what... I'm going to be
match
honest.
is.
I don't even know what this match is. You got to break this for me live on air.
Oh,
No, I thought we posted about it.
I'm pretty sure
we not?
I put this in the thing.
Yeah.
If you
But,
did and I react to it, I don't remember.
Okay, so the current Noah GHC champion right now is, of course, Dangerous K Kenta,
Yes.
and on kind of the best career revival that we've seen this year. I think being back in Noah has really rejuvenated him and really given him the opportunity to show that he is still a fantastic professional wrestler. That unfortunately New Japan just seemingly sapped the energy out of. He has had at least one, stinker, but his other matches aside from the Marufuji one have all been pretty good. So now his next defense is a returning Yoshiki Inamura, who some people might be familiar with through his appearances in NXT lately, teaming with everybody's favorite Joshua Briggs.
Right.
Do we really?
Did you not see him with the cowboy hat?
He's
He's got the cowboy hat, Logan.
Do we really have to mention Josh Briggs on this podcast?
It's important.
It's context.
It's relevant.
How else would we explain how Yoshiki Inamura learned what a cowboy hat was and decided to wear one?
Hat, Logan.
He should have been wearing his Peaky Blinders hat from his time as Yoshi in Progress.
Nobody in Progress gave him the Peaky Blinders hat. What are you talking about?
Ricky Knight did somewhere.
Probably. But yeah, Yoshiki Inamura or Yoichi for some reason too is the weirdest young guy on the Japanese scene right now, I think, because they keep doing different things with him. Logan, what is your point here?
Here's the deal. He's better because Kaido exists. All right, you want to talk about weirdest? Let's talk about that guy or Shota. Like, he's top 3, but like there's 2 other losers who are above him.
Well, no, my problem is not that he's a loser. That losers make sense. As opposed to what Inamura does, which is lose and then go on another excursion.
It's called being based. It's called being a true worker, brother. Go to the next territory. Bring the house up and depart. Like, build yourself up, lose, and then leave. True worker, some would say.
Yes. He is making the towns, but I do think that it is weird just seeing him, though, constantly like have a different thing. He has a different hat every time.
He's making the towns of Kissimmee, Florida.
Yeah, brother. Dog, somebody has to work the Winter Park show.
Right.
Someone has to do the gator loop, brother. I'm telling you. Sorry.
And it might as well be the same guy who was in the tag match where Okada punked out Kaito Kiyomiya in front of a trillion people.
Right.
That is true.
It's not going to be me. It's gotta be somebody.
Okay, continue. I'm sorry I keep interrupting you.
It's okay. It's okay. If it's for a good bit, you can do it. But yeah. So for as weird as he is, though, and in as many different forms as he keeps coming back in, he is a pretty good wrestler. So I'm sure that match will be really good. And I don't know. Hopefully, hey, maybe he uses this new cowboy gimmick to put some Hanson-isms in his work, which I think would be appreciated across the board in wrestling. But yeah, who knows?
Maybe he'll stick around this time.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That would be cool.
Yeah.
If anything can, it's a cowboy gimmick in Japan.
Yeah, no doubt.
Where would he even go next?
Wait, come again?
Where would he even go next? AAA?
He could do AAA. He could maybe do some TNA. I don't think
that is always in the cards, brother.
Sure.
Yeah. Bubba Ray Dudley can come out and say that he reminds him of himself or something. Yeah, the options are endless, and by endless I mean there's 3 of them.
He's gonna go. He can go to House of Glory. Have a little run there. Fight Matt Cardona.
That's right.
Charles Mason.
Yeah. I would love to see how JD from NY tries to pronounce his name.
Yuck.
So
yeah, I forgot. You may have sent this. I do not remember seeing it.
It was literally like this morning or something.
Let me see.
Or maybe like yesterday morning, I guess. I don't know. I forget. But yeah. So I mean, Pro Wrestling Noah is in kind of a weird spot right now where they keep threatening to, I don't know why I said threatening again, like I didn't mean that, but they keep being kind of on the verge of a new boom period, and then just a thing will happen and it'll set them back by another couple years for that. And they've been able to ride this Ozawa wave like really hard and got pretty close to being on the edge of that boom again, and him getting taken out just recently has really put a damper on it, and they're trying to restructure, you can tell, and I hope they're able to figure it out, and Inamura's not the worst person that they could choose to do that. But
it's funny, I did see this graphic. I'm looking back at the chat now. So much so that I liked your message that said, "Love the Inamura never-ending identity crisis of let him wearing cowboy hats."
What?
And I did not register in my mind that was him because the cowboy hat threw me off so much.
Logan, what?
I like this message. To be fair, I like most messages in the chat. I am a like slut over here. Like I will always prop my boys up. 'Cause I remember seeing the Go Shiozaki thing before that, but I guess my mind, an elephant never forgets until it does. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do not remember seeing that, but I liked it.
I remembered you liking it, and I was like, you were out of your mind. What?
Look, man, the concussions, I'm a couple away. Oh, my goodness. Is there any other news we have this week? I don't think there's anything I can think of. I mean, other than, like, the Andrade stuff, which we'll get into.
I mean, yeah, we can absolutely talk about that. I mean, because we were personally affected.
That is true.
Going, dear viewers, we're going to a lovely indie show in Norcross, Georgia, close to Atlanta. the Mucha Lucha, right?
Lucha ATL.
In Espacio nightclub, yeah. And the main event was announced a few weeks ago to be LA Park versus Andrade El Idolo, and we jumped at the chance to go see Andrade so close to us so soon after leaving the WWE. I was a little doubtful. It seemed strange when he did not really care to do indies at all for his first stint in AEW. It felt a little bit not like Andrade, and it turns out it's not, because he's not showing up. Yeah.
Okay, you know what's funny? You say that, did not cross my mind that he would ever cancel. So I was like,
crossed my mind.
pissed. Like whenever, because I was like, oh, well, they announced it. It's literally like 2 weeks away. So I'm like, oh yeah, he's gonna be there. I'm like, actually, he's putting the indies at the forefront instead of doing WrestleDream. I'm like, he wants to be on the indies, bro. He took an indie date for like January already. Like
he really wanted to meet us.
He really wanted to be. And there was, you know, it really sucked. We get a free meet and greet before the show where we get to meet all the wrestlers for free. So I'm like, dude, that picture of all of us doing the Andrade pose with Andrade is going to go triple platinum online. But I guess not. And I was going to be dressed as El Desperado, too.
Oh, my God.
I was bringing the pants and the shirt, and I was going to bring the hat. I wasn't sure if I was going to wear the mask, but I was going to have the attire on and the mask preps just in case, you know?
Oh, wow.
But, yeah.
Yeah, you should do that still.
Oh, I probably will, still. Me and LA Park doing the chairman pose. I'm going to grab a chair. There should be, like, chairs where you can play it as a little guitar, you know? The skeleton. That's Kevin Nash's favorite wrestler. But, yeah, I was really bummed. And, you know what's funny? I sent the D-Moose and Masquerita... I sent that into the chat, not realizing that Andrade was gone. I'm like, oh, cool, they're adding more cool people. And then Jack's like, yeah, they're doing that because Andrade's not showing up. I was like, what? What do you mean? What do you mean, bro? I'm curious on, like, what the situation is because he hasn't been on AEW TV since attacking Kenny. Like,
I'll tell you, he's got vacation lined up. He was
I won't even be mad at him really because it is funny. It just sucks that it happens to me. Like I could care less if he left AEW. Like that's kind of funny, bro. But like, don't do it to me. I really wanted to see you wrestle La Parka. That was like a dream match.
I never thought the leopards would eat my face.
It's true, man. I didn't know that. Like, I was kind of pissed. I'm like, I spent $75 to see Andrade, and that effort's not showing up. Like,
yeah, that's how it feels.
Like, this is more money I've spent ever on a wrestling show. By the way, because I was like, this is a match that I'm gonna be able to tell my kids, dude. I saw Andrade versus La Parka. Yeah. Not anymore.
They're expensive tickets. I'm excited for like the vibe of it. I think the whole like venue is gonna be fucking cool. That's why I was like, I'll be fine spending the money.
I will be after the new announcements and stuff like that. I think it'll be such a different culture that like I'll have a fun time. I'm having a fun time, and I'm with the boys. You know, not money wasted, but like in the moment I was like, what the heck, man.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Yeah, I think it'll be a fun time. Regardless for us, but yeah, I mean that match definitely was kind of like a real flash bulb like kind of moment where I saw in my head visions of the Roosh LA Park match happened last year, and just this horrific bloody brawl throughout the arena. And I was like, oh, I have to be there for that type of match in person because I know that Andrade can bring that out and absolutely would bring that out for La Parka because I think that there might be some legit heat there, and turns out there was too much heat.
Andrade heard that. Andrade heard you think that, Cooper, and was like, how you know?
Exactly.
How you know?
Yeah. I was like, Andrade, I want to see you have this really incredible, hard-worked match. And he said, ¿Por qué? He said, but yeah, we should also mention that presumably La Parka, LA Park, is still going to be on the show, and presumably is going to be wrestling Io de Dr. Wagner Jr., which is a pretty big match in and of itself.
Yeah, it's also still fucking cool and exciting.
Yeah.
Did they announce
And,
he's wrestling Wagner Jr. or they just announced Wagner Jr.?
They have not.
No, but that seems very likely. The card was pretty finalized, so I can't see like.
Yeah. But and like Jack mentioned, we'll be getting Masquerita Sagrada versus Demus, which is sounds fantastic to me, and some of the other names lined up. I know Pimpinella Escarlata is signed up to be there, which is going to be cool. And I know there's some other cool looking local people there. So Teriyaki, friend of the show, Teriyaki. So
love Teriyaki. There's some clowns. You always gotta expect clowns at a lucha show.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. So
I'm excited to see the clowns.
And hey, if nothing else, we'll be a couple Dr. Peppers in, and we'll forget all about Andrade El Idolo.
That's what it's all about.
So, that's our local-ish indie promotion for the week.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll get to see a bunch of great pictures posted on our social medias of us with these wrestlers beforehand. I do have a Noah Phillips Rare update.
Oh,
so
what's the
for those who are big Noah Phillips fans from the previous podcast, you may know that this man's dream was to go to one place. What was his dream, guys? To go anywhere in the world. Where would Noah go?
It was...
Bro, I have no idea.
It was Viva Las Vegas, was it
It's
not?
Viva Las Vegas. And this man is in Las Vegas, and he is losing money right now.
Oh, God.
So, yeah.
If you guys and all the listeners at home want to donate to Noah Phillips, you can probably find him on social media. He may give you that cash app, brother. I sent him $10. He's down 120, I think, right now.
Oh, fuck.
And this is day, 2. He's at a work conference, if you believe it or not, with his father. So his father gets to,
horrible idea.
His father gets to disappointedly look at him and shake his head whenever he finds out how much he's lost.
Just every time he goes into the roulette or whatever, he just has this. I can already see the hand on his shoulder.
Yep. This is how bad it is for Noah that we are in a fantasy group chat together, and he just did send his cash app and said, "Please."
Oh my God!
He said, "Help!" He said, "Help."
Well, it's not. Yeah. He's not going to stop.
Well, the good thing is he told me he had work, so he won't really be able to gamble much. And I was like, okay. And then he's like, yeah, I spent 60 the other night. I was at 40 today, and I'm like, I don't know how much money Noah's making. I sent in response to that. If none of you send Noah any money, you don't believe in the spirit of fellowship. This man is in Vegas and can do what no man has done before: gamble and win.
Evidently not.
No Dougie Jones.
He is not. Hey, well, Noah thinks playing slots is quote unquote PUSSY crap, if I believe his direct words. He only believes in poker.
Oh.
Hello. You haven't seen Twin Peaks: The Return, so you won't get that reference, Cooper. But to all of our listeners who for sure have seen that and watch pro wrestling, that's for you. That's a Dougie Jones special.
Well,
no doubt. I wish we were watching that right now, not Twin Peaks. Money.
Watching Noah
I'd
lose
love
money.
to be there.
We should just FaceTime a group FaceTime after the podcast. But yeah, that's kind of it for the world of wrestling outside of our bubble. We're going to go to AEW. It was Title Tuesday, I believe, correct?
Bring the boom, eat the food.
Bring the boom, eat the food.
I think Cooper froze, yo.
Yeah, Cooper's frozen. Cooper just has a nice little hand over.
Well, I can assure you I didn't watch Collision.
You think I watched Collision? Cooper is the Collision, the hashtag Collision correspondent, all right? And that...
He is all 100,000 viewers.
Yes. Collision's on a Saturday, bro. I just don't have the time. Oh, yeah, Cooper's dead. It is very funny. We get like a very charming picture of Cooper that is frozen. Hand over his face, you know. Oh,
I know, it's really sweet, actually.
It is really sweet. You know what this is the first time we get to do? Because we didn't do it last week, which we should have done for New Japan, but you got to remind me next time. Predictions.
Yeah. Well, I thought I didn't do predictions because I thought that we were gonna miss it.
That's true.
You know, I thought that we were gonna do predictions yesterday, but we're recording a day later.
Yep. But that's true. Well, that's on you, bro.
It's on me. I couldn't make it. I had to spend time with family like a bum.
Well, I also spent time with family, so it ended up working out.
Yeah.
Good. But yeah, we will be able to crown the first ever Strongest Style champion. And as the final WWE GL champion of the original title, including those titles are still in my trunk, I plan on continuing my reign over and regaining my belt that never left me, I guess. I don't know. Are we like just changing the name but keeping the history, or are we just... Because there's...
I think we're keeping the lineage, no doubt.
The problem is nobody knows the lineage.
It's mysterious.
Like, I know I've held the title the longest. I know I've held the title the most. How many? I know I've over 5 reigns, but I don't remember the exact number.
You're forgetting that time I won the vacant championship at a tournament in Rio de Janeiro.
That is true.
No.
And then was immediately stripped as soon as you got back to the States.
Right. No, that's true.
Technically, the first champion was a terrorist who we don't mention, but yeah.
Oh my god!
There's a lot of. I think Alex held the belt for like one time, and then he relinquished it. We couldn't actually. Once he finally got the belt, we couldn't get it on him, and he actually had to relinquish it. Cooper held it a couple times. Noah held it a couple times. I held it a good bit. I held it the most. I'm gonna flex that.
Yeah.
So I earned my nickname of the Living Legend like 90 episodes into the podcast. But yeah. It's kind of sad without Cooper. How's your week been? Wait, this is our.
Oh, I've been doing great. I've been doing well.
Oh,
the man is back.
Oh,
the big man is back.
The man is back.
Okay,
yeah,
are you on your phone?
Okay.
Or on your laptop?
Nope. Still on my laptop. Cool. I had to switch my network real quick.
Coolio.
Hey, that's all right.
Well, this works out because you just came back 1 for AEW time, but 2. Me and Jack were mentioning it while you were gone. We're going to do the first ever Strongest Style predictions to crown the first ever Strongest Style champion. Champion of predictions. We haven't done it yet.
Oh. What show are we predicting?
WrestleDream.
What's coming up? Oh, but the full card's not out.
Yeah, we got most
we still got like another week.
Dude,
they're going to add 9 matches.
We have, there's like 9 matches already, and if they add another one by Dynamite this week, we will text a group chat and keep each other faithful. How about that?
But what if they add 3 more?
We will do the same thing.
Okay. Okay.
There is no other way of doing predictions unless we do WWE shows that are like 5 match cards that are like booked weeks out. So... Yeah, speaking of, how did you feel about AJ Styles wearing his old gear?
Oh,
he looked ridiculous.
It was.
I'm gonna be so honest.
It was a choice, and I've loved it. I thought it was,
me too. I did love it.
I thought he looked so silly, and I do not ever want to see his thighs ever again. But I'm glad that he did it for that one night.
I'm not going to, but this was the first time in a long time been like, oh, I'm actually interested in a WWE match. The nostalgia got me for Cena Styles.
I understand. I'm
not going to watch it. But
Yeah. And I had that same kind of thought at first too, but then it was followed up by the thought of you would have to watch the match. And
apparently they used
Wait a
like a
minute.
bunch of tributes and they never left the ring or anything like that. But
I know. I've seen some clips certainly that I think will dictate my feelings about it. Look, man, I love Frankie Kazarian as much as the next guy, but I don't know.
brother, TNA legend. That's the call your shot champion right there. Oh, that's what we didn't mention. The Hardys versus the Dudleys, one final table.
Now we've mentioned it, and we can move on.
Thank you, Jack. All right, so AEW for the week. We have Dynamite, Title Tuesday. I watched a good bit of this show, not all of it. So, Cooper, I'm going to let you lead the way here.
Okay, sure, fair enough. So we are back in AEW's spiritual home of Daly's Place over in good old Jacksonville, FL. I don't think people ever use the abbreviation of Florida like that, but there you go. We're
Flow
breaking new
Rida.
ground. So, of course, being the kind of nostalgic show that this is, we have to start things off with AEW's for sure, forever ace, Jon Moxley, coming out and taking on New Japan Strong Openweight Champion still somehow, Tomohiro Ishii, in what was actually a phenomenal match. I really liked this. It was guaranteed to be an absolute Noah Phillips classic. Two guys that he really loves. But no, Mox had some really nice stooging for Ishii. Sometimes Ishii's stuff in America generally, but in AEW specifically, I think he kind of falls back on the broad tropes of who he is and what he does, which, to be fair, also might be because he's getting older, and has to kind of rely more on the recognizable kind of stuff that will get a big pop. But that being said, still, he can pull out a great match whenever he wants, and I think this was a good use of him and his kind of vibe character to pair up with this version of Moxley, and really give Mox kind of an interesting sort of puzzle to figure out of how to put away Ishii. There's this really great spot where Mox has like forearmed him into the corner, and he's doing the chops and everything, and when Ishii does the no sell spot, sometimes with some people it can come across like a little forced, a little predictable, but Mox's reactions to the Ishii no sells in this one really make it. There's this combination of real, like, almost bewilderment and fear, and then cowardice. He looks like he really wants to. He's really regretted this decision that he's made. So that was a really great match. So I would definitely recommend that folks watch that. Not my favorite match on the show, though. We will get to that one later. But definitely a strong one. Then we had a very silly match. By the way, I forget the. I'm going off of Cage Match here, not the YouTube stuff. So I am completely missing any of the enter between promos, interview segments, stuff like that. So I'm just going matches here.
You're not gonna mention Hanger and Joe?
Oh, that's right. I mean, I didn't. It was a good promo segment. I know that, certainly, and I think, I feel like I would just be repeating myself from last week. That Joe instantly becomes a credible title contender basically any time that you give him a mic and a chance to explain himself. I liked the line specifically from Joe that he essentially gives Hangman a prediction of how the match is going to play. It's like you'll get your hope spots in. You'll give me a good couple shots or two, but then I'm going to choke you unconscious. It's like, if anything, I thought Hangman kind of looked a little swamped in that one, but not insurmountably so. I think he made a good case for himself by the end. So, still very hyped for that WrestleDream match. But yeah, then in terms of the actual match lineup, we had the 6-man street fight with the Demand, the team of the Gates of Agony and Ricochet, taking on the Hurt Syndicate with both Roberto, Shelton, and Montel. And this was a very funny match. Not particularly good, but definitely funny.
What?
Hey man, look, I like both these teams. I like the Hurt Syndicate especially a lot. Ricochet was really doing some stuff here. He had a crazy dive off of the little staging area in Daly's place, like where they have like a bit of the crowd up on there. And he did a pretty nice dive onto the Hurt Syndicate. But I feel like whenever they do trio stuff with the Syndicate, it becomes. I love MVP. I love MVP so much. He is not there with Bobby and Shelton. I just think, although
may not be wrong, but
I will say though, I do really like his spot being just that he'll break his cane over your back. Like that's perfect. I love that. But it's just all the other stuff that he has to do in a match. But and Shelton specifically was a beast in this. He had fantastic offense on Ricochet that really just made him look like a rag doll. And that's all I want to see from the Hurt Syndicate. I mean, people were ragging on them during their title reign. I don't care. Like, they are the modern day Road Warriors in all the best and worst ways. So
yes, it's beast.
Exactly. Then the big reuniting of the Jurassic Express, Jungle Jack Perry, who officially is not Jungle Boy in this new redo of Jurassic Express. He's still Jack Perry, teaming up with Luchasaurus against some jobbers. And yeah, I mean, this is fine enough. They are a very good team. And I do think Perry actually, came across a little bit more fun and charismatic in this than he did during the last couple of months of the Scapegoat run. I feel like he has kind of a new pep in his step, and even just a little character touch like Aubrey Edwards having to take his knife away from him. I think that was really nice.
I did think that was pretty nice, and I like the knife thing still being on his belt loop.
I know he still has his holster on.
Yeah. So menacing.
Yeah.
And he is now going as Jungle Jack.
Yeah, Jungle Jack Perry.
Perry. Yep.
So, JR was right the whole time, and
retroactively vindicated.
I know. So yeah. Let's see. Was there any promo stuff in between this and the next one?
Let me check. I don't remember any particularly. I mean, other than just like the Bucks coming out, afterwards.
Oh, that's right. Well, the Bucks were in the crowd for this.
That's true. Yep.
They had bought tickets because and sat next to some random children who are not their own. But
I always love wrestlers buying tickets to their own shows. That's one of my favorite things.
Yeah. Well, they earlier in the night they had, I think, tried to knock on the door of Tony Khan to beg him to give them a match. Mm-hmm. Tony Khan's door, which by the way has the Time Cop font for his name, which I thought was great. But he apparently refused to answer, but is giving them their match and the chance to make some money at WrestleDream still. Mm-hmm. So. But yeah, and then the next match that we have lined up is my actual match of the night for this particular card. Kyle versus Kyle 2. Electric Boogaloo.
Electric Boogaloo.
Mm-hmm. Or The Revenge, or whatever you will, whatever other sequel title you want to call it.
Kyle squared.
Yeah. So the TNT title match between Kyle Fletcher and Kyle O'Reilly. This was just, I mean, it was phenomenal. It was everything that I possibly wanted out of it. The best Kyle O'Reilly match in a very long time. O'Reilly really getting to show off his technical skills, showing that, when he is motivated and is given ample time, he is right up there with, a Zack Sabre Jr., with Jonathan Gresham. He finds holds and ways to get to body parts that I have just straight up never seen before. And it's a part of his game that I feel like even he has neglected recently. Which, like, being in these Collision Paragon tags, it doesn't really give him a chance to do all that often. But a lengthy singles match like this is the perfect showcase for him. And Kyle Fletcher, I mean, god dang, like,
what more can you say?
As much as I truly hate, as much as I truly hate to give it to him, I cannot deny that the guy just absolutely gets it and is such a great, like, powerhouse wrestler, which is like I just never would have thought. There's this moment where he's picking up O'Reilly to try and powerbomb him. O'Reilly has him in like a arm lock or a chokehold or something, and Fletcher is just headbutting him over and over and over before he can finally get the powerbomb down. It's like there's just these little touches that really make it. But he absolutely gets it. Terrible guy though, and I will absolutely I would spit on him if I ever saw him in person. So
it's so funny when you said I hate to get it when you pause. I thought your hatred caused you to just not give him a compliment and disconnect from the call, just glitch out instantly.
It would.
He couldn't stand it.
He couldn't stand to give Kyle Fletcher a compliment.
My Wi-Fi knows the links that I would go and had to censor me, but no, this was the match of the night. Probably before I watched King of Pro Wrestling, my match of the week. Okay. I would absolutely recommend that if you watch anything from the show, watch that. Then once again. Oh, Logan?
Does your match of the week involve Don Fale?
You know me so well.
What do you mean no, Jack? Whoa. Speak on that.
I just don't think it was.
I
I don't think it did.
I have so much to say about that match, but continue, Cooper. I'm sorry, I couldn't. Oh my!
Can't wait. Wow.
It's okay. I understand. I mean, when you're in the presence of a master like Don Fale, how can you not, take a moment to appreciate it? So, bringing it back to Florida, we've got a TBS title match with your champion, now 10 belts, Monet. Ulte Monet Dragon, one might say.
Yeah, for real. Does she have more belts than the J Crown? No. I think.
Officially, yeah. Because
holy crap.
the J Crown officially was only 8, I think.
Yeah, that's nuts. It's cool. I mean, the belt collector thing's maybe a bit overdone, but it's pretty sweet how she's done it. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, I mean, definitely people are gonna say whatever they're gonna say about her. Just generally, she's a pretty divisive figure, but for reasons that I think are pretty silly. But I think it's hard to deny that when she comes out there with all of them, you just are kind of in awe for a second. And even if she's not defending all of them all of the time, right? Like, just seeing them there makes an impression, I think.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Well, anyway, so she this match was set up last week. She had wanted to, on this very special episode of Dynamite, hold an open challenge to face any wrestler from Florida who thought that they could take it to her TBS title from her. And I truly was racking my brain trying to think of what possible women's wrestler from Florida could possibly be here. And sure enough, I did not get this. I never would have gotten it in a million years if you put a gun to my head. But I guess, sure, it makes sense. Lacey Lane came out. For folks unfamiliar, which included the entirety of the crowd at Daly's Place, Lacey Lane was the former Caden Carter in WWE for a little bit. I don't know if her team with Katana
Chance.
Katana Chance. That's right. That was her rebrand. Were they the women's tag champs? Ever?
They were the
Probably.
NXT tag
I think
champs.
They were, yeah. No, I think they won the main roster ones too for a minute.
Okay.
A cup of coffee.
I'll check. I don't want to just spout bullshit, but I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I mean, most people have had those belts, so.
Well, she was a pretty regular fixture on NXT for a bit, and main roster for a cup of coffee. Mostly relegated. Then I think afterwards to main event, and I don't know, maybe Speed or something. But but Lacey Lane was the name that she went under on the Indies before she got signed to WWE, way back in 2019.
Yeah, that was the name she went for in the Indies beforehand.
Yeah.
And
God bless her, she was trying really hard, but this crowd just absolutely ate this match alive. And by that I mean did not react to a single thing. It wasn't that they were booing her or anything, but just did not care a thing in the world. And I don't really blame them either, because even if the match itself is fine, which it was, do you ever for a single second think that this, to be diplomatic, jobber in WWE is gonna take the belt from Mercedes on her first night in the company? So I don't really blame them for being apathetic about it, but decent enough for what it is, I guess. I don't think we're going to be seeing too much of Lacey Lane in AEW thereafter.
Ring of Honor.
Oh yeah, probably Ring of Honor. I think she already has had some Ring of Honor matches actually, which might explain why they set this up so quick. Anyways, moving on. We had a match with some pretty interesting implications. The Double Jeopardy tag match with the Don Callis family team, of the dream team, so to speak, of Kazuchika Okada and Konosuke Takeshita, taking on the AEW Tag Team Champions, Brodito, the team of Brody King and Bandito. And basically the steps for this, if I recall correctly, was that if either member of Brodito pinned any member of the Don Callis family team here, that they would get a shot at Okada's unified title. And if the Callis family won, then they would get a shot at the tag titles later at WrestleDream.
Yes.
Which I definitely would have loved to have seen a Brody King Okada match.
They've done that already.
I know, and I would have loved to have seen it again. And I would love to see a Bandito Okada match too, just to see what it would look like.
It would be awesome.
Yeah, but Brody's my guy. All due respect to Bandito, but unfortunately, we'll have to wait a little bit longer for that possibility, because the Callis family team won here, which I mean is a little bit surprising. I think they are technically like thrown together, and these two men particularly do not like each other, but and even during the match was never on the same page once, even. But the sheer power of Okada and Takeshita as singles wrestlers, I think, is slightly too overwhelming. They got the win here, which means that we will see a rematch of this very soon at WrestleDream.
It'll be interesting to see, because they definitely played off the dynamics of, again, one thing that's great about the Callis family and great about AEW is they play off of other companies. Bandito legitimately popped his shoulder out of socket and popped it back in place in Arena Mexico against Hechicero, which they did air on Ring of Honor later on, and they played into that in the match with Bandito having a bum shoulder, and then playing into the fact that they're like, this could all be Don Callis' plan, weaken him up for this, which makes me interested to see what, since this match is next weekend, if they play into kind of the storyline that was told in King of Pro Wrestling, which we'll get into later at the night with Takeshita, and also how that'll play for the pay-per-view. Because, again, you have a guy who's a unified champ, you have a guy who's a champion of a certain company, the IWGP champion, versus your tag champs. Do we think this is where Brodito loses it and we get the two-man power trip, or do you think maybe they pin... I feel like they would pin Okada over Takeshita here. Do you really have Takeshita lose right after winning the IWGP, But it'll be interesting to see how these dynamics are.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I don't know politics-wise how comfortable New Japan would be with that. Although I don't know. I mean, they've done some things that are very interesting politically in this partnership before. Decisions that you could say might not make the most sense for them perception wise. I think ultimately it comes down to what is going to serve the build for that eventual Okada Takeshita match the most. There's kind of no bad outcome from this. Nope. I don't think. I think both options are good. If you want a two-man power trip it, that is pretty fantastic. And you could even theoretically have them still be champs when that match happens. I think that could be pretty fun and pretty interesting. But or if you want to play off them taking the loss here, and that really being kind of the straw that breaks the camel's back, then that's an equally valid way to do it, I think.
If they do the power trip storyline, I want to see them win those tag belts, and I also want to see at least a match, even if they don't win, of them two and Fletcher going for the trios titles, because I just think the idea of all three, even if it's a short reign, is just great booking. I don't think it's a unified thing, but like, again, if Callis is really like, because again, Callis right now, the Callis family are like literally the strongest faction in AEW. Someone could say the Death Riders, but you're smoking it if you think that. Like, it is insane the amount of talent they have in that faction, and how much everyone is. Most of the guys who are younger are really blossoming right now. And so I do think having like him just going full, like, we're taking every title over, even if he doesn't get it, but like having that be a storyline for a pay-per-view would be really fun. Or like a Dynamite or stuff like that, which they've already kind of done. Like, I mean, like the Callis family are like a full anchor of like Dynamite and Collision bookings as of recent. But
oh yeah, I mean they're it's the shadow over the globe, for all of those shows. But I do think that spoilers, I guess, for our predictions for WrestleDream. I do think that Brodito are probably going to retain here because, and I'll go ahead and give my reasoning why. The Bandito Hechicero rematch for the ROH title is coming up pretty soon. And I think that Bandito will probably lose that. I think probably Hechicero is going to take that ROH title from him. And I think Tony Khan still really, really loves Bandito and still wants to keep a title on him. So that's probably how that's going to go, I think. Then can we, you think we should go ahead and just get right into the main event here for Dynamite?
Yeah, and I can run that one off. That's like the main match I really watched all the way through. And it's, it's my boys, Orange Cassidy.
I know. I wanted to give you the floor.
Returning to the main event of Dynamite in his second ever singles match. Just a comeback. First one doesn't count, Callis family bollocks El Clone. What a load of crap.
Hey, you take back what you said about El Clone.
He got involved. I'm not saying he's a load of crap, but I'm saying it's a load of crap that he got involved when OC was obviously going to win the TNT title,
Okay.
Against that dastardly Kyle Fletcher.
Yeah. Direct your anger at Kyle. That's...
Yeah, yeah. But, yeah, OC on his second ever singles match, this is his comeback. He came back the other week, versus the returning Pac in his first singles match, a rivalry
some guy
renewed.
Who they say is Pac. I don't know.
This guy ate Pac, actually.
This dude. Yeah, probably.
Yeah. But the returning Pac in Daly's place, a rivalry renewed, a rivalry that has seen a lot in Daly's place in the first place. You saw Jack actually got to see them two wrestle in a triple threat against Kenny Omega in that arena.
Yeah, lovely match. Great memories.
Mm-hmm. But the storyline is Pac
looked different back then.
But the storyline for this, Pac comes back. He's wearing clothes. He has a short haircut. This is not the man we know. And he is talking like a little gremlin. And he's like, "Oh, Orange, my favorite thing to do coming back is to beat the crap out of you. Let's do it, And Orange accepts. So we get this match. We have Orange come out normally with actually having his video board work this week. And
I know I was surprised they stopped that bit so early. Although you say it worked, I think it was like a little like low res this time.
Yeah, it is true. It was low res.
Yeah. But he does have the files.
He does have the files. Coming out to Where's My Mind. Then Pac coming out to amalgamation of the Death Riders theme and his original theme with the Pac tunnel. But not only does he have the haircut, he has found clothes, ladies and gentlemen. He is in Kevin Nash style singlet and pants, but really tight pants. And he is looking absolutely shredded to the nines. He's been eating all that white rice and chicken, man. And he comes out, and him and Orange have a good old-fashioned wrestle, man. I really enjoyed this match. I mean, it's not like a match of the year or anything. It's definitely a TV match. But, I don't know, I love watching Pac, like, with someone his size play the powerhouse. Because he's so, like, again, when you don't have a tall person by him, he looks insane. And especially when he pulled those straps down. Like, if he just had the pants, it'd be a way better look. Especially if he just had the pants and he took that weird tiny Death Riders logo off or, like, made it bigger. Like, it'd be a good look. Not his best look. The trunks are his best look, but, you know.
Yeah, I do think they need to make some tweaks to it down the line, certainly. I do like, though, the general, singlet pant look on him, because I saw somebody say afterwards that, you know what he looks like? He looks a pretty good deal like Dynamite Kid in like some of those early World of Sport Dynamite Kid matches, which I think is what he's taking influence from. But yeah, definitely weird. And also, the strap, pulling down the straps is always a good reason to have the singlet gear. So
yeah, but I thought this was a really fun match. Pac was kind of leading the way at first, and then Orange, really got frustrated and just started hitting Pac with everything. A beach break, couple Orange punches, did his pockets dive through off the top rope, through a table. Looked like he had it going there, and he goes for the top rope to hit, another pockets dive, and then Pac, remembering his old match, slowly rolls out of the ring and waltzes up the stairs, all the way through the stairs, Daily Place, suckers Orange in, hits him with a jumping pile driver, and, looks to go back in the ring and just take the count out victory. The problem is, Pac's gotten his butt whooped this whole match. It takes a little moment to get a breather, and who but to come to ringside, and I think Handcuff has put a chain around his foot, if I believe. It wasn't handcuffs.
Yeah. It was weird. They didn't really focus on how he tied him to the post all that clearly. I thought it was handcuffs too, and so I was very surprised.
And then he broke out of it
with how quickly he got out. But yeah, I think it was maybe like some kind of like a chain or wire or something, like to just keep him there. So,
but it was Darby Allin. Orange gets back in the ring. Pac does make it out of said chain to the count of 7. It is very funny. I think the finish got muddied a little bit. I think it was supposed to be a count of 9 with him jumping back in the ring, but it was like 7, and then Pac does like a really cool dive, jump into the ring, like somersault, only to get hit with a Hurricane Rana by Orange, pinning predicament 1, 2, 3. Because it's like, if there's 7, Pac, you can just like smooth under the ropes with enough time for that, you can do it. It looked really cool. It looked really cool, and it still made sense for Pac to do it, but like,
I think he didn't expect to break free so early.
Yeah. But 1, 2, 3, Orange gets the victory. Gets out. Pac's distraught. He goes after Darby, only to get hit with pepper spray. And then Wheeler Yuta comes out. Darby throws him into the announce table. I forget what other weapon Darby had before the big one at the end. Did he have something other than pepper spray, other than like what he had at the end?
Oh, I think he did, but yeah, the real weapon was so dramatic that I kind of forgot about everything else.
He basically hits pepper spray on Pac. He throws Wheeler into the announce table when he runs at him. He gets over to the corner. The Death Riders are coming at him. And then Darby tries to commit an act of terrorism by pulling out a Molotov cocktail and was threatening to throw it at the Death Riders, who were standing in the crowd. Like, it would have gotten the crowd on fire, too. Probably.
Yeah, absolutely would have resulted in very real injuries to civilians.
Yep. But luckily, the greatest security guard in wrestling history came out and full form tackled Darby to the ground. Full force. And then the security guards held Darby away. They held the Death Riders away. We break it up. And that is kind of the end of that segment. I think we did see Darby and Mox fight at New York Comic Con, where Darby's like, "You think you can make me say I quit? You think?" But yeah, pretty good into Dynamite, I would say, and I love any match with Orange Cassidy and Pac in it, so I like this match. What do you think, Cooper?
Yeah, so the match was really good. I definitely really dug it. I loved, of course, the callbacks to their Revolution match from a couple of years ago, and thought that the dynamics of Pac and Orange at where they both are at this point in their career, contrasted from then, was really interesting to watch. But I will say the finish, or not the finish, because I actually did not mind the, handcuffing, break free spot to end it. I thought that made sense. But the post-match angle, I should say, rather, is a little much for me, I think. I was listening to, I think, the Wrestle Talk podcast review of this episode after it happened, and I think it was Ollie Davis that said something that I really agree with, which is that there are some weapons that are too big for wrestling. And yeah. I think a Molotov cocktail is definitely one of them. Which, with Darby at this point, because of how much we've seen him actually follow through on, there is a little part in the back of your mind that's like, he might just do it. He might just light it up. And I've seen him do other stuff that I thought that he wouldn't. I mean, just it's such a real volatile weapon that it's almost the equivalent of bringing a gun into the ring. You know what I'm saying? I really don't think, no matter how much your characters hate each other and want to kill each other, that's the thing too. I don't like in promos when wrestlers say I'm gonna kill you. It's no, you're not. You're gonna beat him in a wrestling match. That's to get something to that point of escalation, that you can't deliver on, I think is kind of, I don't know, just odd. It puts it in an odd space for me now, that I Quit match coming up. Because now I'm like, well, what the fuck are they gonna do? Which, granted, is the intention, but I just, I don't know, man. Unless he throws a Molotov cocktail on him or lights him on fire somehow, some way, because that's the follow the thread throughout all of these is Darby threatening to burn John Moxley. Unless you're really gonna do it, what are we doing here?
Well, brother, you say that about killing people, but you clearly haven't thought about the GOAT Drill Maloney threatened to kill Sonata. That was kind of base.
But he didn't kill Sonata.
No. Not yet.
Only because Sonata has already cloned himself multiple times.
Well, Cooper, do you want to quickly run down our collision minute? Our collision correspondent over here?
Oh, brother, this is going to be the quickest collision minute you'll ever see because nothing happened on this show of note at all. Aside from the bad thing that happened on this show, which I suppose we should cover a little bit. So the first match of this episode of Collision, my, generally speaking, favorite professional wrestling show of the week, any week that it's on, unfortunately, was kind of a damper because it was the match between the Donkal's families, Josh Alexander versus Kota Ibushi. Now, before this was a taped episode, so news of this match had come out in the couple of days beforehand, before it aired, that Ibushi at some point got really badly injured from a fall that he took from off the top rope. Apparently he just gave out, and it was interesting watching this, the version that, because I'm sure that some bits of this were edited, certainly. Mm-hmm. So watching the version that they put out, I found myself kept like trying to find the moment, right? Like not the, because I knew the fall itself would happen, but like seeing the moment that maybe precipitated that, where like, you know, his femur got broken, which was kind of hard because they were consistently working Ibushi's leg the entire match. Like that was the center point of the match, was working Ibushi's leg. And so he took a lot of offense to it that didn't end up hurting him at all, that he was still doing like, you know, moonsaults and kicking Josh Alexander with the same leg again. And so I'm like, okay, well, none of this is it. So what possibly is the thing? I think it literally was just a complete freak accident. Just, you know, literally nothing that anybody could have done to have stopped it.
Yeah.
Which is just one of those.
Kota just seems to have, I was just going to say, he's the worst luck with this stuff lately. It's just terrible.
From what I've heard, too, like, breaking the femur is the hardest thing you could break in your body. It's like, even from that fall, it's like pretty impossible to do, or it's like not impossible, but it's like hard. So he might have already been wrestling with like a hairline fracture or something that he just didn't know about. Or was working
through.
It's
not unsurprising given what we always hear about him, you know. Yeah.
But yeah,
I mean, he's definitely the kind of wrestler, and we've seen this, you know, time and time again throughout his career, to take really, you know, extreme stuff to his body and push through. And but the thing is, he's done that for, you know, a decade plus at this point. And so yeah, like now it's at the point where you got to think like that damage is reciprocal in a way.
Yeah.
That it's kind of catching up to him. Which is really unfortunate. And, you know, it's clear. I mean, in this latest kind of comeback that he's been on, I think he's been putting on genuinely quite good performances. Mm-hmm. Obviously, he's not and will never be at his peak level ever again. And that's not what I was ever expecting from him from this last run of his. But, like, that Okada match on Dynamite from a while back ago, genuinely very, very good, and I think was a good encapsulation of what he can do still, and how he can still, you know, engage a crowd and put on these big spectacles every once in a while. But yeah, I mean, it just is the worst luck, and I felt so bad for the guy. You could tell, and like he knew it the second that it happened. You could see in him, you know, having a quick little conversation with Bryce, it's another year at least.
Probably 18 months at the soonest,
yeah.
if that.
Yeah. And I mean, people have been using this to get their, hits in about, Ibushi's style and trying to make decisions about his career for him, which is not something that I think is cool and definitely not something that I want to do ever. I am concerned for him, genuinely. And I think anybody who watched it would be a fool not to be. But that being said, he put out a statement recently. He did just undergo surgery for it, just earlier, I think yesterday. And he seems intent on making the recovery, coming back, having another period of his career after this, which I wish him truly all the best of luck in that. So,
what will be interesting for me is, like, especially this run, because both him and Omega are older. You were expecting, like, maybe one last Golden Lovers run, but, like, I don't know if Omega will even be back if Ibushi can get back. Like, again, it's gonna be year is like if he has, like, the super healing gene, like that would be like an insane recovery time. And, like, I do think he'll want to come back. It is just going to be weird, though, because it feels like a lot of, especially as great of a wrestler as he is, and, like, we all know he's a great wrestler, a lot of why he is in AEW is because of Kenny. And I feel like they want to play the hits a little bit and have them together as much as possible. And, like, he might come back and Kenny's going to be gone. He might be retired.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a possibility. And in a perfect world, you would have that final Golden Lovers match where they ride off into the sunset together. But, real life is more complicated than that sometimes and has other plans for you. Which, it just sucks. But,
yep.
So, kind of abruptly moving on, which is how they kind of had to handle it too.
Wait. We forgot one thing from the segment, though. Mark Davis is back.
Oh, yes, that's right.
It was the highest of highs. It was the lowest of lows. Man.
Yeah. Yeah, your boy.
My Pookie Bear is back, but at what cost?
What AEW giveth, AEW taketh away, I suppose. He's already, Davis is scheduled for a 6-man tag with Omega and Jurassic Express on next week's Dynamite. So always nice to see him, and hopefully he can stay healthy for a little bit longer this time too.
That is so unfortunate that he finally gets to come back again. It's in the segment where Ibushi breaks his femur.
I know, and you can tell, like, the goal was always to have him make a comeback on that match, but they definitely had to rush it because I think they had planned to maybe have Ibushi go over and then have Davis come out. But yeah, it was in the rush to put something together after the injury. I feel like he got kind of lost in the shuffle immediately. So
yeah, for sure. But how are you guys feeling about what was I gonna say? How did you feel about the 6-man tag with Willow and Jet Speed versus FTR and Bane? That is one thing I wanted to hear about because it looked good from the clips I saw.
Yeah, it was interesting. It was a good match, I thought. But, like, AEW, I don't think has really found out how they want to handle intergender stuff yet. Because the only other time that they've done it is with, like, the Willow Stokely stuff from All In. I think that might be it. I think that might be the only kind of intergender action that's happened on AEW. Oh, aside from like some mixed tag stuff with like Cody and Brandy, I think, or not Cody and Brandy. The Cody Shaq tag match, which was a mixed tag. Yeah, the match was really good, particularly whenever Megan Bayne got in the ring with one of the dudes. I thought that was some really interesting stuff. Speedball in particular seemed to be her the victim of her ire in this one. So and FTR finding heelish ways to get in the ring with Willow was really fun. But yeah, I mean, definitely good. I would say give it a watch. But it is just kind of weird how they are handling this stuff. Like, they don't know, I feel, if they want to have it be like a total like Lucha Underground style free for all, or if they want to have the more WWE style, like, one in, one out kind of way of doing it. This match kind of like blended both for a little bit, so I don't know.
But yeah, anything else to say about Collision before we move on to the Smashing Machine?
Not really. This, like I said, this episode was pretty bare bones. The only other little match that I thought was of note or would recommend watching was probably Eddie versus the Beast Mortos. And that's just because I love Eddie to death, and Mortos came out with his sunglasses on.
That's funny. My boy Mortos.
All of our boy Mortos.
All of our boys. Well, all right, gang. That's it for AEW. Well, no. We got to do predictions.
Okay, yeah. Let's
quickly.
knock it out.
Let's run them all. I'm very excited for Jack's prediction specifically as the biggest AEW watcher.
Sure. Right.
All right. The Hurts and
I'm tired tonight.
Don't worry. So we're gonna run really quickly through the Smashing Machine, unless you think you can watch it before next week.
I don't think I'll get out to watch it before next week. I'm gonna be so honest.
All right. Hurt Syndicate.
I don't feel that motivated.
The Hurt Syndicate versus the Man in a trios match, just a trios match. Who do you got and why? We'll start with you, Cooper.
I'm gonna go with the Demand. I'm kind of done with this feud. I think they've done just about all that they can do, and the reason why you put MVP in the match is to take the pin.
I'm thinking the Demand with the Hurt Syndicate getting a new member.
Oh, do you know who?
No, but I'm going to say that anyways.
Okay.
I also think the Demand is going to win with the, like Cooper said, with MVP being the fall guy.
Jamie Hayter versus Tekla in a singles match. Give me Tekla.
Ooh, interesting. I think I'm going to go with Jamie on this one. I think she needs it more. Tekla has can still be credible with a loss here. But yeah, I think there might be some like Triangle of Madness interference type stuff, but I think Jamie will like overcome and get the win.
Jack?
I also think it'd make more sense for Jamie to get a big win. She's been a little bit in the background lately, and that'd be a good way to get her back into the title picture, hopefully. I've never really liked Tekla either, so I don't want her to win.
Have you been watching?
To be honest,
much of her AEW?
No, I haven't watched her stuff in AEW yet.
I think it's pretty good. I mean,
maybe I'll take a look.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Then
she's not threatening Tony Khan like she was Taro Okada.
Yeah. It got a little grating.
Yep. Then we have Brodito versus the Don Callis family, which is Okada and Takeshita. I agree with Cooper. Give me Brodito.
I already spoiled my pick for this, so.
Oh, I think Okada and Takeshita are gonna win. Like, I just can't. I can't believe that they would lose so soon after this championship win, and I also like the idea of more tensions arising with them wrestling tag team matches. I think it'd be a fun angle to go.
I'm going to be so bold, and I'm going to say not only is Brodito going to win, but Bandito's going to pin Okada to set up a future match.
Wow.
But then we have Kyle Fletcher versus Mark Briscoe, number 5. Give me... my heart says Mark Briscoe, but my mind says Kyle Fletcher, so I'm going to say Kyle Fletcher.
That's where you're wrong, buddy. Big Chicken's taking it. This time I know it.
Yes, I hope you're right.
I feel it in my bones.
I really hope Briscoe is able to get this. He's always so much fun to watch, so I'm going to go with him as well.
Then we have Jurassic Express versus the Young Bucks in a tag team match where the winner gets $500,000 cash. Give me the Jurassic Express.
Yeah, I think they still want to get some mileage out of the Broke Bucks here for this storyline, so just put more fuel on that fire with Jurassic Express winning.
Yeah, Jurassic Express are going to take this one pretty handily. They're not losing the first pay-per-view match back, and Broke Bucks have many more years to go before they get their money back.
We have Chris Statlander versus Timeless Tony Storms in a singles match for the AEW Women's World Championship. Give me Straplander.
I forgot about that T-shirt.
Yeah, man.
You just said that. Oh man,
that's what they be calling her.
Yeah. I gotta pick Stat here too. I mean, like, it would feel like overkill to give Tony another run so soon. And yeah, I mean, they need to put some faith in Straplander.
Yeah, Stat needs to win this one, straight up.
Hangman Joe for the AEW World Men's Championship. Give me the Hangman Adam Page.
Logan, so you know how with Fletcher Briscoe, that was like a heart versus mind situation for you?
Yes.
This is like a heart versus mind situation for me. My heart wants nothing more than for Samoa Joe to put an end to this fairy tale and remind people, you know,
who he is,
who's really in charge here. But unfortunately, the Hanger just has too much momentum left before the end of this title reign. So I'm still solid in my Fletcher taking it off of him prediction, so it can't happen until that rematch. So
yeah, just because it's a very exciting filler defense does not make it not a filler defense. So Hangman's going to keep the run going until he can find someone more substantial to drop it to.
I'm going to clip this and send this to Samoa Joe. What you just said, Jack. And we'll see what's a filler defense now.
Oh Lord.
I mean, everyone thought MJF Joe was a filler defense until it wasn't.
I don't think that's true. I think that's revisionist history.
Shut up. Shut up, Cooper. Shut up. We have Darby Allin versus Jon Moxley in an I Quit match. Give me that dork, Darby Allin.
This is weird. Yeah, it's got to be Darby, doesn't it? Which is weird though, because I think like Darby has gotten all of the heat for this entire build. John has relatively done kind of nothing in it, but so normal wrestling logic would dictate then that John takes it, but I mean, the whole point of this story has been for Darby to beat him at some point. So
I just don't.
Yeah. I was just going to give the same pick. I mean, it feels unbelievable to imagine Moxley could win this match after the year and a half of setup for it, you know?
Mm-hmm. Well, I just don't know. Like, here's the thing. Mox has tapped out before. He's a heel. I don't know genuinely what they could get Darby Allin to do to tap. Or, like, to quit. Like, there is not a single thing he would quit from. I think he would rather get choked out than verbally say, I quit. Like, there is not, he's not even like a person that he's, like, in love with or you could threaten. Like, unless they're going to Mankind rock him where they have the mic of, like, Darby saying, I quit. Like, I legit don't know what feasibly they could do to get, like, even Mox is like, I don't know how I'm going to get you to say I quit, but I'm going to find a way.
Bryce just interprets Darby's death rattle from his choke as being I quit. Yeah.
But yeah,
So.
Well, quickly, we're going to move on to the Smashing Machine very quickly. Me and Cooper saw this, and I'll say this. You know, we're not an MMA podcast, but we do dabble, me and Cooper, especially in Pride. I really like this movie. It's not like the best movie of the year, but like it's a solid 7.5 out of 10 from me.
Yeah, I did enjoy it. I had kind of low expectations going in, but I do think it exceeded them. Rock and his performance in it, I think, is genuinely quite good, which I know people have been kind of ragging on him as this being a very clear Oscar bait, and don't get me wrong, it is, but I think it is very good Oscar bait. Yeah, I mean, it is not a pro wrestling movie, that is correct, but Pride specifically plays such a big role in this film, and the history of MMA and in Japan is so intertwined with pro wrestling that you can't really ever talk about one without talking about the other. And the Pride organization specifically was such a pro wrestling freak show of a organization. Yeah, I mean, very, very interesting, kind of like meditative was the word that I used to describe it to you, Logan, when we talked about it after I had seen it. It gives a very interesting kind of like, you know, almost Zen look at a very at an incredibly violent act, and the people who participate in it. So yeah, I mean, I would recommend it. It's apparently not doing too hot at the box office right now, though.
Well, yeah, I didn't expect that from out the gate. I think it parallels very well with a lot of, like, especially, like, those early 70s, 80s pro wrestlers in the style of, like, I really enjoyed the movie because, and I love the Iron Claw, and I think we all love the Iron Claw here. But my main gripe with the Iron Claw is them cutting out a brother, you know, like completely wiping him from existence. And this movie, to me at least, it seems, I need to rewatch the original Smash Machine documentary, but very faithful to Kerr's story to the point where Kerr is in the movie himself. And I feel like that's, and because of that, some people may say the way the story goes is kind of anticlimactic or doesn't delve in as much as they want, but that's the guy's life, you know? And I kind of respect a filmmaker for putting that out there and doing it him justice, and especially, like, I just love the documentary style filmmaking where it felt like the camera shouldn't be there, you know, like in a lot of these moments, and like the way it was shot, like just loved that. But
yeah, it's a very empathetic movie to Kerr and to really just those fighters as a group, as people. You get such a sense of camaraderie with them through it. That I think it is the most comparable movie probably is The Iron Claw, of focusing in on this subgroup of masculine culture, that and the ways in which they are oddly intimate with one another. But yeah, so yeah, that's kind of our little film recommendation. I didn't know that we'd be doing 2 movie reviews on back-to-back episodes, but
yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think if you like pro wrestling and you have a good understanding of it, like if you know what we're talking about in this podcast, you have a good understanding of your past pro wrestling, I feel like even if you don't know MMA, you'll understand a lot of the plot points, and even because it parallels very well with the typical wrestler's journey. And I think The Rock gives a career best, other than maybe him in Pain and Gain, or some would say the game plan, but
Does he really do the chills in the movie?
he does not do the arm slap, but he does say
he does
chills at one point. He goes chills.
Yeah.
But he does not slap the arm. Yeah.
Oh,
he
that's
he
good.
rubs his arm.
That
He
makes
doesn't
He
slap
does
it.
rub his arm. He does, and he is so good in that movie, man. And Boz,
I will get out to see it. I just don't think I can see it with.
yeah. You're good. I mean, just see it when you can. It'll probably be on a streaming. It'll be on like Max in
Yeah.
a couple months, before Oscars for sure. But yeah, let's move on to the king.
Are we gonna?
Huh?
We're gonna fly over to the island.
Yeah, we were there during the Smashing Machine, brother. We were there for Pride. We're gonna jump 25 years into the future. But before we do, Jack, you probably watched this match. I didn't. Give me the rundown of Doki versus El Desperado for the junior title and how that title changed hands.
Well, it changed hands by bullshit House of Torture interference.
Well, yes.
What else would it be? No, it was actually a fine match. It was a fine match that proved that Doki is not, like I said before, when it comes to the HOT, it's like members are kind of split between people who are trying to do fun heel work while still like doing work rate, and then there's people like Doki's tag partner, for example, or maybe Yujiro, who are using the house as an example to like be the laziest they can possibly be for the rest of their career. Doki, thankfully, is not going down that route. He's not like cut off his moveset. He's still doing the stuff that makes him Doki. It was a good match up until the end, which was just a frustrating show interference, hitting Desperado over the head with the like a really weirdly thin metal plate that didn't look dangerous at all while the ref wasn't looking. Doki was able to score the pin from that. It was a frustrating finish, but I'm happy that title's back in the hands of Doki regardless. I think he's a good man to take into Wrestle Kingdom. And Desperado, maybe this new partner of his, Kukai, who joined him on this tour, who challenged for the Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championships with him, he seems to be pretty good. I'm a big fan of him from the little I've seen, and I think they're a good candidate to win Tag League if that's the direction they want to go in. We should be getting the roster for that pretty soon, like within the next couple hours soon. So next week we'll have the update for who's entering Super Junior Tag League this year. Yeah, it was a fine match. Doki is evil now. I still think that's a mistake, but that's what it is.
Everything is
Yeah.
evil, Jack. Everything.
Yeah, everything is evil.
That's actually a good point.
I'm watching fake Sonata clips right now, Jack. So can you run down this King of Pro Wrestling?
Yes, absolutely. King of Pro Wrestling, last night I made the decision to torture myself appropriately and force myself up for 4 hours in the middle of the night, far away from the loving and warm embrace of my fiance. I chose to watch the cold and dark state of New Japan in 2025. We opened up with a late edition of the card, Sayuri versus Sari for the IWGP Women's Championship. These two have been feuding for a long time. This is their 4th match together, and Sayuri's just coming back from a little excursion to America / injury recovery time, and as soon as getting back, she wanted another shot at this IWGP Women's Gold. Sari has held proudly for the last couple months. It was a fun change of pace from their matches, which are normally these long epic affairs, but in this case, they obviously couldn't do that, being on a very long New Japan pay-per-view at the bottom of the card. So I like the more short and sweet runtime for it. And Sayuri, she did get the win. She's got the championship back. I don't know if Sari is going to stick in Stardom for much longer, or if this was sort of her send-off. Either way, I was pretty happy with it. Sayuri's one of my favorite women's wrestlers in the world, and I hope that she can do more with this reign than she did the last one.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this match. I did watch it. Again, it was like you're at the top of the card. It did get more minutes than I think typical IWGP Women's Title matches get on the card, which was nice.
Yeah.
Still got
actually got that whole thing pulled up. It went nearly exactly 15. It was 14:56. So that is a sizable match.
I think it is officially the longest women's match that New Japan has ever had.
Yeah, not surprising.
They did great with the time they had. Would have liked to see you get more time, but not complaining. I'm so glad it was on the card. I just wish they would just again. You got a random tag match with Bullet Club War Dog versus unaffiliated. Can we put that first and have them deeper in the card instead of kicking off of it? But I thought it was great. Is it Shuri, right? Or is it?
It's Shuri. I guess I wasn't quite pronouncing it right.
I was saying you were. I'm the king of mispronouncing stuff, so I want to make sure, especially with Shuri and Sari in one match. This is my nightmare scenario. I was listening to the commentators intently to make sure I tried to get this right. But I think it's very cool for her to regain that belt. Maybe now she can have her Alex Windsor's match. That's what they all want. So, that's what she wanted originally, and then Sari went and did that at Ring of Honor just to piss her off. But
I was just gonna give my little 2 cents about this match real quick.
Yeah.
This was my match of the week.
Great. It was worthy one.
I thought it was genuinely fantastic, and in regards to the placement issue, I would have had an issue with that if it wasn't so good. But I think I am totally fine with giving the crowd because when you're thinking about show pacing, it's important to take the the live crowd as the priority, and giving them a real heated barn burner like this to kick off really, I think, set the tone better than just putting in the Bullet Club unaffiliated match or something like that. One of those kind of meaningless, heatless 6-mans. But yeah, I think really kicked the show off with a bang, and I wholeheartedly agree that Shuri needs to take this belt and run with it. She's such a fantastic, underrated worker in Stardom, and I think if given the tools, can have a reign that rivals the Iwatani one with this belt.
Yeah, no doubt. Yes, I totally agree. We should talk more about Stardom in the future. I've been really getting into it lately. If y'all want to try and hop on.
Of course, man.
It's been a great product lately. next on the docket is that aforementioned pretty standard preview tag. The affiliate Teton, Hiromu, and Shingo lost to Finley, Ishimori, and Connors of the War Dogs. Finley hitting a particularly gnarly overkill on Teton. But we will come back to this later. Something very interesting happens that I will want to talk a lot about later on.
Yeah. What are you laughing at, bro? What are you laughing at, Cooper?
The interesting thing that we will get to later.
Yeah. Up next, we've got Talk of the Town. Sonata cloned himself to trick Drilla Mahoney beginning of their riot in Rio.
Okay, this is very funny. It just happened to pop in my feed when I opened Twitter. It said, when seen, this is like auto-translated, it says, when seen in the video, this might be a very similar mask, and it said, Sonata player, ? And Sonata like person, ? And then the top comment says, is it like the kind of thing Tom Cruise does in the movies? Sorry for butting in from the outside.
Like
Awesome, yes!
It is. It actually is, though.
That's awesome.
Oh, it's so
That's
base.
a great
He should have
shout.
won.
Yeah, I'll say this. This match was booked for us. I don't think there's anyone else on the planet that was as invested in Drilla versus Sonata feud.
Yeah.
It was a year-long feud, Jack. I don't know what you're talking
I know.
about. It was in this building when Sonata betrayed the Bullet Club War Dogs and hit Drilla over the top of the head with his guitar. I love Sonata.
He's really.
Can you?
This was a pretty heated fight for Sonata. I was expecting him to give it nothing, but he gave it like 10%.
They were working.
They were working, brother. Can you mention the build of this match and why it was a no count out, no disqualification match?
Oh, yes. It's because on the road to for this, Drilla and Sonata, of course, had their little preview tags. Drilla with Connors and Sonata with Kanemaru, I believe. And in their first match on the tour, they fought for like less than 5 minutes, and then Sonata just walked out of the ring and walked out of the arena. Got counted out. He did not care to wrestle Drilla Malone.
Oh, he's so base.
Yeah, he's doing great work these days, and this match was really fun.
But also, you missed
I'm not.
why it was no disqualification, though. Because apparently Drilla got Sonata's guitar and threatened to hit Kanemaru in the head with it, which Sonata did not care. But he did care about his guitar and said, quote, he got Walker to translate and say, quote unquote, that guitar is worth more than what you get paid in a year. And agreed to the match so he wouldn't ruin his guitar. He did not care about Kanemaru at all, but he just did not want his guitar to get broken. So that is why it is no count out, no disqualification.
No one breaks one of Sonata's guitars but Sonata. Yeah, it was a solid brawl. I don't really love heavyweight Drilla, but this was fun, and I guess he'll do something maybe. I don't know. Where does he go now?
Yeah, he does nothing. He just meanders. That's fine. This is his WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But no, they apparently had to get like 7 stitches from this. I guess from the original guitar shot in this, because it was like I don't know if this one was a gimmick guitar because it hit pretty hard.
Yeah. Is he? I don't know if he ever does. He normally buy gimmick guitars? I can never. They always look like genuinely painful. Every
He
time
just
he
does
it.
not.
I can't
He
tell.
does not subscribe to the Jeff Jarrett
No.
store of buying gimmick guitars. I love too. Like Sonata, like is getting beat like the whole first half of this match by Drilla, and he finally gets the upper hand. And like there is no like Sonata is bleeding, and there is no expression on his face. It does not change. He does not care. Even when he's beating down Drilla, you think he'd be mad for like getting forked in the head. He's like, nah, whatever.
Yeah, no, he's just the best. I'm glad we all can agree on that.
Yep, but Drilla picking up the win after House of Torture bollocks, and then Clark Connors came out to take out House of Torture. Drilla hit a Drilla killer, but the ref was knocked out. And he hit another Drilla killer for the 1-2-3 after the chair shot. So, or not chair, the guitar shot.
Yep.
But those were the two matches I watched without my grandparents. So the rest of these matches that I did watch will be with grandparent commentary. So I'm excited to say that. So what was the next match, Jack?
Up next, we got the big Goto Revolution return match when Hiroki Goto, Yoshihashi, and Io face TMDK's Kosei Fujita, Zangief Jackson, and Ryohei Oiwa.
Coop.
They did some fun Street Fighter references in this one. Ended up with Goto the win over Hartley with GTR at 7 minutes 55.
Cooper, you'll be very happy to hear I did not watch this match.
Oh, okay, good. So we're in conjunction finally.
Well, it's just because I didn't have the time. I did want to watch it. When I saw Hartley do Zangief, I was like, I need to watch this match. But I'm like, I don't have the time. So
Yeah, unfortunately I did watch this match.
you're not here for a Bishamon reunion?
Let's move on. Shall we?
Okay, up next we have the Hiroshi Tanahashi's last match ever to go to. Up against El Phantasmo, they went to a time limit draw for the TV championship at 15 minutes. I didn't actually watch this one. I needed a piss break match, and I was very tired.
Cooper?
It was good, though. Tell us about it.
Yeah, as somebody who did watch this match as well, I can tell you this was really good. This was one of those special once in a lifetime Tanahashi performances that you get these days, where he takes advantage of the broken state of his body to put on some really compelling pro wrestling. Reaching that state where the heart wants what the body cannot do, and LP was putting on quite a bit of work for this as well. I think it was the most invested that I've seen him look in quite a bit, trying to give Tanahashi this moment in a match that was befitting of his retirement tour, and in Sumo Hall too, of all places. So I felt like there was extra pressure on Phantasmo to deliver as well. But yeah, I mean, I think this absolutely was a fantastic TV title defense, and I would absolutely recommend it.
A couple quick notes, because first you'll laugh at this. Since this was a match I originally was planning on skipping, Cooper said, no, you got to go out of your way to watch this. I started watching it. I realized I didn't have time. I only got halfway through it, and I got halfway through it on 2x speed. So they were humping on my end,
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
2, this was ELP's 20th anniversary match. 3,
Yeah, that was true, too.
I believe they said on commentary this is the first time they've ever had a singles match between ELP and Tana. I swear they said that.
That sounds plausible.
Yeah.
And
honestly.
then 4, and this was the statistic that I found particularly crazy, that Tana this year has had the most matches he has ever had singles-wise, other than when he was a young lion.
God.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
I heard that too.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Oh,
And I'm like,
bro he's gonna win, or he's gonna have that last match at fucking Wrestle Kingdom and then just like drop dead.
Yeah.
That's gonna be the end of
as he would probably want it.
I've been getting a lot of no, I'll save that for the end. I have something to say after we talk about the main event.
Okay.
But okay, Jack, you want to keep us moving forward?
Yes, no, for sure. Up next, we had the 5th match for the Never Openweight Championship. The House of Torture continues to pick up dubs. We got Evil defeating the champion, Bolton Oleg, to gain the Never Openweight. This match, just like most Evil big matches, was the most House of Torture smoke and mirrors match you can find. But I will say this: the house always makes Bolton look really, really good. They love doing that. Evil must really like this guy. He's always giving his all to make Oleg look like a beast, even if they screwed him over in the end here. I think Evil, say what you will about him, he is still one of their top stars, and he needed something to do for Wrestle Kingdom. So you either have him win the Never Open Weight or have him win like World Tag League or some shit. He has to do something. So might as well get away with this. And on that topic, in the post match of this, Bolton Oleg's Olympian buddy, the world, or the at least domestically famous judo star Aaron Wolf, who was supposed to be debuting at this year's Wrestle Kingdom, stepped up to Evil. He judo through a couple of House of Torture goons, and now we have our first official match for Wrestle Kingdom 20, which is Aaron Wolf versus Evil for the Never Openweight Championship.
I had totally forgot that angle had happened until you just had talked about it. But yeah,
It did.
Yeah. I've seen some folks on the usual sites being very angsty about this decision, but I don't know what they're smoking, because if you need a safe pair of hands for a guy just making his debut, Evil is your man.
You go to the house.
And this was a great angle, yeah. It made Aaron look very serious and very intimidating. Yeah. I'm excited to see what he can do.
Cooper, do you have any thoughts on this match?
So, I had this match on. I did not watch it. I was on my phone.
Yeah, that's how it is.
Well, let me say, this was my match of the week. No.
I'm sure.
My poor. So I watched Halloween Havoc and I threw it on, and my grandparents were there, and I said, "Granny, how old do you think this wrestling's from?" She said, 2 years ago, and I said, "No." I said, "This is 45 years ago." So when I put on New Japan, I looked at my grandma. I said, and this was the first match. They went from Halloween Havoc to Evil. To the House of Torture. So my grandma does know who Evil is. 'Cause I said, "Do you know what his name is, Grandma?" She goes, "I don't know." And I was like, "It's just Evil." And she did get 2025 in this one. This was a very funny match. My grandpa was enthralled. Peepaw was enthralled by Don Fale. He said, "What's his name?" And I said, "It's Don Fale." And he just looked at me.
It runs in the family.
He looked at me and he shook his head. He just shook his head instantly. And it like showing them a House of Torture match first ruined the vibe of like everything else, because they were like, whenever they were watching like the main event, they were like, "Oh, here comes the Goon Squad to beat up Takeshita," thinking like that Harley Jackson stuff, we're just gonna start beating them up. I'm like, no. The only people who do that is the House of Torture. You don't understand. That's why we don't like them. They're bad guys.
It's like giving a Dorito to a Victorian child.
Yeah. But yeah, and I think they liked Bolton. They thought he was pretty strong. I love this match. I'm sorry. I love Evil. I love House of Torture bollocks. I loved when the Young Lions and Toriano took out the rest of the house. And I love that Evil came out with the Never Openweight belt, not even as a champ. Yeah, they were like, when Bolton started attacking him, they're like, "If the bell hasn't rung, why are they fighting?" And I was like, "Well, you see, he took his belt." I was like, "You see, he has to defend his honor." But yeah.
True.
I can't believe I got my grandpa to watch an Evil match, man.
That's what dreams are made.
All right, moving on.
Yeah, up next we've got, my match of the week. KOB, the Knockout Brothers, defend successfully their IWGP Tag Team Championships against the All-Star Hontai team of Yuya Uemura and Shota Umino with that vicious running tombstone punt kick. I don't know if it has a name yet, but in 14 minutes and 40 seconds. Y'all, I know we've said it every week since we revived this pod, but these two guys are not just hype. They are fucking amazing. They're really, really good and really, really exciting to watch.
It just gets better and better each week, really.
I got a great.
Yeah, it's not.
No,
we are not exaggerating. I don't want to say that.
no, they are just like. I mean, the KOB are just like there's nothing else. No other way I can describe their matches, but just like pure excitement. There's always something going on. It's just pure chaos.
I just can't take my eyes off them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I love how true the name is, because he's going out there. He's just throwing flailing, throwing as many strikes as he can, trying to really fucking hit people. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's just awesome. It's dudes rock pro wrestling.
I have a great stat from you. KOB winning this match was the first successful defense of the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team titles in over a year.
That's really cool to hear. I hope the tag division really does sort of fix itself now that we've got one strong anchor for it.
I hope they just win Tag League. They should just win Tag League.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, they feel like that era of New Japan, with where God was just a constant presence in the tag scene, and that. Some people got kind of tired of that after a while, but I think it was really helpful to have that gatekeeper team, to hold that division down, and you can orbit other people around them, and hope. I think that can be what KOB becomes.
Yeah, for sure. I think Uemura and Shota are working together really well too. I think they both bring each other's strengths out. I like that this feud with Ice has given Uemura some fire for the first time. He's normally more of a stoic, happy-go-lucky wrestler, but he really, these two fucking don't like each other at all. And Uemura in the end there was threatening to really break his arm to win that match. It's some fire we don't normally see out of the Heat Storm, funnily enough.
For sure.
They're headbutt sequences are fucking just awful.
Yes.
Just oh my god. Yeah.
One thing I'll say about these two before move on to the semi-main is that since the Reiwa generation started popping up, the complaint about them, people were excited. Like the thing that people always said was, well, they don't really know who they are yet. And that was true for Shota. For Tsuji, Rin, pretty much everyone coming in. They just weren't fully formed characters quite yet. And a lot of them are still that way, and that could not be further from the truth for these two. They came in knowing exactly what they were trying to do, what they were trying to be, and it shows. It really makes a difference.
Yeah, for sure.
In the semi-main, we had Yota Tsuji successfully regaining the Global Heavyweight Championship against Gabe Kidd in what I believe will probably be the end to this feud that has, you really could say defined New Japan in 2025. I think this will end their trilogy. It sure seemed like it from the way it ended. I'll say this. This is just the thoughts that came to mind when this match was finishing. I thought it was amazing, by the way, and I'm not the least bit sour about the Gabe stuff when it comes to the finish of this match, because it was really done well. I feel bad for New Japan because with this little trilogy of matches, they did pretty much exactly what people have been begging them to do for a while, and that's put two of their young guys at the forefront of a main event, program. It's the global championship, not the world championship, but still, it's a big spot. They made them the focal point of these three huge matches that were all well received, and it got both of them, way more over than they were at the start of the year. It just sucks that now it's overshadowed by the obvious impending departure of this guy. Yeah. Regardless, I think Tsuji looked like a beast coming out of this match. I thought it was very, very good. I loved the Boston Crab finish, the whole theatricality of it. It was very clever. That's all I have to. It was just a really good Tsuji Kid match. If there's anything else y'all want to say before I move on to the post match,
So I didn't watch this match, but I really agree with this is the feud that has defined New Japan for this year, especially for the sense of the young guys. I would say Sabre and Goto to a certain extent for the year, but
sure.
I mean, and for better or worse, because again, Tsuji's this guy who we believe in. We for a while were like, this is the one out of the young ones. But again, no matter how close, again, he's still holding it's great he's holding a belt. He should be holding the world heavyweight. He's holding the number 2. And then the opposite end, you have Gabe, who again has found this career resurgence this year. He's been great. He finally hit that cusp, and it just immediately fluttered out. I mean, especially their first match was so well received. The second match was a little bit, and then this one it seemed to be well received. And but again, it felt even for me, normally this would be a match I would go out of my way to look for, but I'm I've seen this match before, and there was no fire to light inside me, partially because of the Gabe Kidd news. So if I don't have the time to watch this, I'm not gonna cut this other matches out for this one, especially when it came down to it. But I'm glad to hear it's good, and I plan on going back to watch it. I just didn't have the time today.
You got any thoughts, Coop?
Oh, for sure. I did watch this one, and I think I had when Logan had said in our group chat that he was still missing some matches, and that this was one of them. I believe I said that to watch the last 5 minutes of this one in particular. I did like it. I will say that. Yes, the New Japan feud of the year is kind of metatextual as well. Right. It is indicative.
Just can't win.
Yeah, it is indicative of all things with this company in one go. But I think that as a singular match in and of itself, I felt like the opening act of it was an attempt to kind of get that feeling and that fire back from the first match, and it just did not work for me. I and this is maybe just a purely my thing. I am just kind of at this point, just seeing these two together, that much like Logan, I was just I don't really know, man. It took me a long time to get properly in it again. But I will say, once they that's the beauty of these two as well, is that once they did get me in it, I was locked. And that finishing stretch is, I think, beautiful. And the finish in particular, I think is genuinely really a poignant and kind of bittersweet note to end this on.
I agree.
No, that's my.
I was just going to say. I think if they thought that there was any chance he was sticking around, then this would not have been such a definitive end as it ended up being. I think that finish being such a clear, like, Tsuji conquering this demon and, like, him really besting Gabe for good. It happened because, he's on the way out. Tsuji, even a few hours ago, posted, like, the Buck standard, like, thank you, Gabe post that everyone always does when someone's fucking
Sure.
about to head out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm about to head out. Did a train just go by somebody?
There's a train.
At my place, yeah.
Yeah, I could hear the train. I'm like, I'm back in Auburn. I'm back. But yeah, but like, what happened after the match, though?
Yes, this was very interesting. Tsuji and Kid, of course, brothers in arms. They bowed to each other on the lion mark, shook hands. They respect each other now more than ever. And then Finley and all of the War Dogs come out. Finley, Connors, Maloney, Ishimori, Gato, and the KOB, they all come out. You think that they are for sure about to jump Kid for this this weakness, what you'd normally expect out of a guy like Finley. The unaffiliated come out to back Tsuji, and something a lot more interesting happens. See, back at Destruction after the Tsuji-Finley match, Tsuji offered his hand to Finley, wanting to end their long feud as well, end it with a little bit of respect. Finley refused then and went to the backstage comments saying, I would love to, Tsuji, but at the end of the day, what's in it for me? It seems like they have found an answer to that, and there's some alliance between the unaffiliated and the War Dogs now, because all of the members ended up shaking hands, all buddy-buddy, and leaving together. I have no idea where this is going. This is the most surprised I've been by anything in New Japan all year, and it feels good to be genuinely kind of like, what the hell is going on for once, honestly.
Yeah, it was a really interesting kind of hook to end this match and this angle on. So there's a couple of options, I guess, coming out of it. Either you could merge the unaffiliated and War Dogs into like a super faction kind of deal. Mm-hmm. Or it could be just a friendly alliance between what is now two face factions, which is is doubly interesting because it is now, I think, officially the first time that the Bullet Club as a group has been presented as pure faces, really. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's super cool, and I think the reason it's happening now, it's probably going to end up playing a big part in the two tag leagues. I figure that we're going to get maybe Ishimori and Hiromu together in Junior Tag League, and then maybe Finley Shingo or Finley Tsuji in World Tag League, which will be really interesting to see and throw some curveballs into those fields. I don't know, if they really join together, it would be it'd be a really fucking big group. I guess the House and Hantai both are ginormous right now, so it'd really just mean you have face Hantai, evil Hantai, and anti-hero Hantai.
I guess that's
Japan.
But I mean, with how many house members there are, if unaffiliated and War Dogs merge, it could have another War Dogs house thing,
Yeah, I guess something like that. Just split.
Dick Togo has to wrestle because we need the bodies.
Yeah, strength in numbers.
Dick to dick. But yeah, anything else to say about this match before we move on to the main?
Well, just one of the funny little anecdotes was how when Finley first started shaking hands, Ice and Oscar were still sitting back in the corner, like, what the fuck is going on? It took them like 4 minutes longer than everyone else to get on board with it, and it happened because Suji started throwing gang signs. So I appreciated that touch. It was very nice.
That was very funny.
Yes, in the final match of the night, the main event for the World Heavyweight Championship, the Alpha has finally done it. Takeshita toppled Zack Sabre Jr. and is our new IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, not even with Raging Fire, but with a really, really fucking brutal power drive knee to win the match.
No tours, baby.
Yep, no tours for the rest of the year.
I love this match, Jack. I don't know about you, but this match rocked, bro.
No, it was great.
This was awesome. Like, I was watching with my grandparents. I'm like, this is why. Like, and my grandpa's like, what do you even talk about? Like, what do you even talk about? And like, he's watching. Like, what do you talk about the matches? I'm like, we talk about the match. We talk about the storylines. Talk about what this means for the company and stuff like that. And like, it sucks because they don't know what they're doing with them, but the matches are fire. You know what I'm saying? Like, ultimately, that's all I care about. Because, like, I think Rocky made, like, a great post on Twitter about, like, how Takeshita wanted to be in the New Japan dojo, and they wouldn't let him. And now he's gone and carved this path, and basically, like, he's going to take the title to higher strengths, and it's going to be in spite of New Japan and stuff like that. But like none of that's on the paper, you know, like none of that, like, especially like this match, I really love because of like the TV special Goto match they had where Goto lost the title and them doing very similar stuff with Takeshita's arm and Zack trying to make him quit and tap out. Cause I think Zack as that killer is just, that's like the best form of him, you know? Say what you want, but none of us wanted to see Goto lose, but like that match rocked. I think Takeshita coming back and fighting through that, and then again using the knee instead of the Raging Fire because his arm was shot, and that, I mean, there's a brutal that was brutal, man, with pulling the strap down and just the way it looked. And I love again like Takeshita's falling over on him and like Zack looking all glass-eyed even after the loss, both of them just laying there. Oh, it was perfect, man.
It was really, really good. You know, I've talked before on our show. I think it's good that the newer crop of main eventers are sort of carving out their own style a little bit different, but it's still, you know, it still hits hard when you see something like this, just one of these big epic main events done really well, and it gets you all fired up. I loved it. I do have my complaints, obviously, about the part-timer aspect, but I don't really care that Takeshita is going to be the champion going into Wrestle Kingdom. I think he's proven that he's a good asset for New Japan, even if it's no tours, like you say.
Hashtag no tours.
Yeah. He shows up plenty. He's not like he's not going to be an absentee champion.
We are not going to Gifu.
Omega doing the U.S. or anything. No, he is. He's defending against Goto.
Oh, that's right. That is a Gifu.
We're not going.
I just pulled the city out of my hat.
Yeah.
Oh, you just picked a random city. I thought you were being for
We are not going to Hiroshima. How about that?
Yes, that's true.
It is so interesting though. With now we already felt like he was going to be a champ, and especially them announcing the Goto match before Kingdom, of like what the direction of Kingdom is going to be. I think it's
very interesting.
You could have the Goto match and like it ended bollocks, and then them just running it back, which is not. That's not happening, but like you never know. At this point, we're in Bizarro world, man. Like,
yeah, Tsuji has got the white belt. Shota is probably gonna be. I think either facing Uemura after they like have a breakup, or still doing tag stuff with Uemura.
Finley.
Who the fuck else could face him? Yeah, I don't know.
So I think we have 4 options here. Well, 5. There's always Dark Horse Shota. But we're going to throw that out of the way. Zach is not going to
Yeah,
happen.
please do.
Goto is also probably not going to happen because they're running it now, which sucks. Unless Goto wins the belt, and then they just run the rematch back at Kingdom, which I would love, but whatever. Goto's probably not going to happen. So we have Dark Horse Shota, very, very Dark Horse. Hopefully they learn from their mistakes. We have double gold dash with Tsuji, which I still think is the number one option. You have someone like, especially now that Finlay is a face, and Takeshi's supposed to be the heel taking over, maybe Finlay, unless he's going to wrestle Evil. He's not even wrestling Evil. Like, what's he going to do? You know?
I've got no. There's a lot of people I have no idea what they're gonna end up doing. Like Goto and ZSJ and Finlay, that whole like weird group of main eventers that aren't young guys right now. I have no idea what they're gonna end up doing at this show. They feel very unincluded.
Yeah, for sure. Then you got, I mean, honestly, you could maybe have Taichi and CSJ reunite and just have them do tag and Dangerous Techers heavyweight tag team after like going, have them reunite and do tag league and fight the Knockout Brothers.
Maybe something like that.
But again, you got Tsuji, you got Finlay maybe, because again, you don't really have him doing anything. He's big enough for it. It would be a weird main event, but like he is beloved now. And then these are my two actual dark horses. We've talked about the Okada match. I mean, that would be a big match. Okada's still a big name in Japan, even though he hasn't wrestled there. So it would be an attraction, but that would be a full AEW thing. I think the crowd would be against that, you know? And then this is my actual, what I think will happen if they don't do Tsuji.
Okay.
You got to walk with me here.
Okay.
It's WrestleMania 20. They've already sold a bunch of seats. It's built on two things, one thing mainly, and they're going to have Tana challenge for that title in his final match. As like a final, like who else to send Tana out though, but Takeshita, a guy he's had history with, a guy that Takeshita's already beaten him before and Tana's beaten him before, a guy that Takeshita hates, because he rejected him. And he spat on DDT when he was there and stuff like that. And you have Tana lose, but in the main event, and you get to send him down on his sword. I mean, this whole event has basically been booked in Tana's honor. What a way to cap off this great year, to give him one last. I mean, he's not going to win, but like, think about it though. Like, just have the money there,
I mean, sure. I like. There's so many options, and I like we've all talked about it feels pretty up in the air right now. That's another thing. I've got no idea who Tanahashi's facing. I thought they would have announced it at this show, but they're holding off even longer. Sometimes I wonder if they have even got a guy in place yet. To be honest,
who would you like to see?
That's just the way it feels. Well, in a perfect world, I'd like it to be Shinsuke, but I feel like that
I'm saying for Takeshita.
Really impossible. Yeah. Oh, for Takeshita? Oh, I'd definitely want it to just be a double championship match and have Tsuji take it. I think it makes the most sense. I think the way they've built Tsuji this year is like, he's not like, an Inokiism guy, but he is still playing hard into like, I actually really care about this company. So it makes sense to, just pair him off against the Takeshi, who's running with this sort of heel character of I don't care at all and am a little spiteful towards it. It feels like it just clicks, but we'll see what happens.
Cooper, will you have any words on this main event of the no tours?
As tempted as I am to just keep repeating that agenda over and over again, no, this is a beautiful match, and I loved this sense that I got from Zach in it, specifically of delaying the inevitable and being really like just a spiteful, hateful piece of shit about it, like to get it is like, yeah, I feel like because I think there's a sense that he knows that he's not coming out of this holding the belt. But he's like, that doesn't mean I have to let you off easy. I'm gonna make sure that this arm don't work anymore.
You go earn this today.
Exactly. And yeah, it just felt like such a struggle, man. And that, I mean, that's the kind of thing that's the what you come to these New Japan main events for, is that sense of struggle that, you know, I think we had talked a little bit on the other show about kind of the failure in thinking that every one of these new guys is capable of doing kind of like the classic 30-minute plus main event match. And I think that that's still true. I still don't think that most of them can do that, and because only a handful of people ever have. But I think Takeshita is one of those guys.
For sure.
Yeah. And so in terms of the future plans, I am as open as they are right now to it, you know, and the folly of the Western New Japan fan has been to make assumptions this far out in advance,
sure.
or really to make any predictions whatsoever. But I mean, just selfishly, because I feel like I had this thought pretty early on. I do want the Okada match, obviously, but I think that they have a healthy group to pick from, and at this point, I mean, I will say, regardless of the championship status, I think Tanahashi is closing this show.
Probably no, almost certainly. Yeah.
So then, what you run into, assuming that the Tanahashi match is not the title match, is how do you still make the title match feel important and still feel like it could have main evented if it was any other show than this? I look forward to seeing how they solve that problem.
Two last things in this match I forgot to mention. One, you were talking about how clever this match was and making Sabre felt like he earned it. I really, there's a lot of spots where it's like guys will kind of like push one opponent and then they'll let them get like a big strike open. And what I really loved about this one is the way Sabre, like, he was ready for the bombs for Takeshita because he knew it was going to hurt his arm more than it hurt him. Like when he was just like smacking him on the face just to bait him into hitting him with that big elbow because it knew it was just going to mess Takeshita up more. Loved that. Also, and I mentioned it earlier, the whole match of this is basically Sabre working Takeshita's arm. And even when Takeshita won, that dude was not moving. His arm was so messed up, And they shouldn't do it. You shouldn't have Takeshita get pinned, especially after winning this. But it would, and I hate it, especially because it's going to be more agenda the AEW bad for New Japan. But in a wrestling standpoint, the whole thing about, Okada and Takeshita working together and being able to take out Brodito, especially with Brodito's bum shoulder, it would be such a nice parallel if they were able to take out that, super team, because Takeshita now has a bum arm from the Sabre match, He just wrestled this hellacious match where his arm's literally about ripped off the bone, and, he has that problem that now they target, I think that would be a nice parallel. I'm not saying they're going to do that, and I understand why they wouldn't, because, or even if you don't have Takeshita win, get pinned, you could have him being taken out and then focusing on Okada because of that. But personally, I see that and I'm like, this is such a great jumping point. But I understand at the same time, we can't have Takeshita. We are taking no pins until we drop that title. No pins, no losses. But yeah. No yobs. He's going to replace Andrade and beat up LA Park. But, any last thoughts before we head into this outro?
No, I'm sleepy.
All right. thank you for listening to Strongest Style, a pro wrestling podcast. That is it for us this week. We'll be back next week for a couple hours of rousing wrestling content. If you want to follow us on social media, you can follow me at @ByLoganHurston on Twitter. You can follow Jack at AverageDarth. Cooper doesn't have any Twitter or social media, but Cooper, any last words?
Young punks, take a nap.
You can find this podcast on all your podcast players of choice. We will see you guys later. Goodbye. And good night. Bang!